Let's talk about how powerful and wealthy SA predators use money to cover up and hide their crimes. Hi, I'm Liz Gale, your friendly and messy third-generation ex-Scientologist. I admit, this is not Scientology specific. This is power and money specific. And yet we have seen money used as a powerful tool to silence victims across the board. Bill Cosby did it. Weinstein did it. And believe it or not, Danny Masterson did this too. One of the Jane Does early on received a 6-figure settlement from him. Now we're looking at Neil Gaiman's payoff. And in the recent Vulture article, it says that he paid $60,000 for therapy in an attempt, as he put it in a recorded phone call, quote, to make up some of the damage. Now here's where my ears pricked, because that is exact Scientology language, making up the damage. In fact, when you get in trouble in Scientology, you have to do what is called a liability formula. It is very specific. Just like everything in Scientology, you are always following the exact precise word of its late leader, L. Ron Hubbard. And so I find it interesting that one can pay money not only to silence their victims, but in the case of Scientology, this can be combined with spiritual forgiveness. My friend and fellow cult survivor, Serge Delmar, introduced me to a really interesting topic. He was trained to receive confessions, paid confessions.
Which means as a kid, he was trained with this device to interrogate grown adults. Scientology never reports horrific crimes to the police. Instead, they offer a pay-as-you-go sort of program to absolve the person. The victims are also sold and pressured to do a program to get over their trauma. So it's monetized on both ends.
So let's say, for example, someone in Neil Gaiman's position, he comes in to practice Scientology and he's interrogated and his crimes come up. They do not report his crimes to the police. In fact, that is considered off policy. What they do is they make an internal program in Scientology where he would do the specific steps as laid out, and one of them would be that exact language to make up the damage. How do I know this, guys? Well, I am just as freaking brainwashed. Number one step on liability is deliver an effective blow to the enemy of the group one has been pretending to be a part of despite all personal danger. Something like that. I like to say that the further I get away, the less I remember, but it comes pretty quick. The indoctrination generationally is real, you guys. And so within that forgiveness structure in Scientology, you are going probably to write a lot of checks, and some of that, a big portion of that, will go to Scientology. And so in this way, trauma and crime are monetized. Spiritual forgiveness is monetized. Victim forgiveness is monetized and pressurized. I hope I'm explaining this clearly. We are going to dive into Neil Gaiman quite a bit more, but that was the first little thing that really perked up my ears, because I believe that Scientology knew what Neil has done, just like I believe that they knew what Danny Masterson had done. Because in Danny Masterson's case, it is documented that he did a full interrogation on his marriage and intimacy and his private, personal, intimate life and what he was doing. Everything S related. He would have paid for this. He would have probably confessed his crimes. And in Danny Masterson's case, that was decades before the fight for justice came. And all the while, Scientology hid the paperwork, tried to fight the victims, expelled the Jane Does. And I don't know what will happen in Neil Gaiman's case, but because the language was so similar, I just wanted to point it out. Thanks.